Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of All Four Downs Podcast. I'm Obi-Wan, and we're getting set for the bowl games. We had two knocked down. We got a lot more coming up, but the focus really is the college football playoffs. We got that and much, much more to include the Heisman winner. Is it well deserved? And what's up with this transfer portal? How is that intervening with all the bowl games that's going on? I'm going to reflect on that. And of course, our prediction of the first round on the college football playoffs. And let's get started here as I show you on my screen here that our show is every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, the NFL picks every Thursday just before the Thursday night game also starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Hector V. And this show is also presented by the HHWshow.com website, the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. So if you missed this show and you want to replay it on video, you can always catch it on this website, or you can find it on your favorite podcast platform. So let's get started with first down. It is the Heisman. Yes, yes, indeed. And listen, well deserved. Yes, well deserved. The Heisman Trophy winner goes to Travis Hunter, the 2024, the duo guy. That's right. Travis Hunter from the University of Colorado. Well deserved. I mean, I can't explain it. I predicted it a month ago that this was going to happen. Okay. Hunter secured the prestigious award, earning 552 first place votes and totaling 2,231 points. His performance this season was nothing short of extraordinary, solidifying his place among college football's elite. Travis Hunter's Heisman victory is particularly notable as he is the first dual player to win the award since 2001. Eric Crouch from the University of Nebraska previously achieved the distinction while playing both quarterback and wide receiver. Before Crouch, it was Desmond Howard of the University of Michigan, claimed in 1991. He was very exceptional there as well. And Desmond Howard, let me see who else was there. Oh, yeah, the legendary Charles Woodson, who won in 1997 Heisman as a standout for the University of Michigan. Now, Ashton Jeanty, a strong contender, finished in second place, okay, and the Heisman Trophy race. He led the nation in an impressive 2,497 rushing yards. He was tied for first place with 29 rushing touchdowns alongside Army quarterback Bryson Daly. Despite his remarkable statistics, Jeanty claimed that he deserved the Heisman and was overshadowed by Hunter's historic season. Notably, last running back to win the Heisman Trophy was Derrick Henry from the University of Alabama in 2015. Now, before I go on and ramble about all this, I'm looking at the statistics here, right? The Heisman Trophy voting results with Hunter and Jeanty, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, and Cam's Scatterbo were also voted in. Okay. And honestly, in my opinion, I didn't think anyone was really close to Travis Hunter. And I was surprised by Ashton Jeanty to be able to be that close to Travis Hunter. Only which I'm looking at the schedule of Boise State, and I just didn't see anything in their schedule that was very competitive, similar to Travis Hunter. Now, Travis Hunter is playing in the Big 12. I think it has more offense, more defense than the Midwest Conference or the Mountain West Conference, excuse me. Okay. And the fact of the matter is that, yeah, only one game solidified really of Oregon, 37-34. And yes, Jeanty rushed for 192 yards. But let's put it this way. Could he have done the same if he would have played a Big 12 team? Could he have done that? Could he have done the same in a SEC? Could he have rushed 200 yards easily? I'm just saying. Like, there is so much. It's almost like, remember, Texas was supposed to be the best thing in the SEC, and then they went across Georgia, and no, not once, but twice. I'm just saying, like, look at what I just mentioned before of Henry from Alabama, SEC, well deserved. So I'm not all in with Ashton Jeanty. And hey, if he takes that over to the NFL and takes his frustration on the field there, hey, congratulations. But man, Travis Hunter, a wide receiver and playing defense, who also led his team in interceptions, I got to give it to him. You got to. There's no way. All right, enough of that. Let's go to second down. It's the NCAA transfer portal. Now, this is a big deal. It really is, because I you got to criticize this. The NCAA transfer portal opened on December 9th and will close on Saturday, December 28th. While the portal provides opportunities for players to explore new teams, its timing has sparked significant debate among coaches and stakeholders in college football. Many coaches have criticized the timing of the transfer portal, like Lane Kiffin nobly remarked, just think if the NFL was getting ready for the AFC and NFC playoffs postseason and the players are in the free agencies already, it's a really poor system, but we just try to manage the best way we can through it. And hopefully someday it'll get fixed. Similarly, Kirby Smart expressed frustration, stating that the combination of the NIL policies and the transfer portal makes the coaching job increasingly difficult. It really is. Now, I think it's an unfair advantage. Yes, I really do. Because if you think about it, you got players that maybe were thinking about transferring, but they're in the playoffs. And we got a couple of notable players that are in the college football playoffs that already said that they're going to, right? But they're going to write it out and play for their team. I'm sorry. I think this is a bad timing. And I think that while they were adjusting the college football playoffs to make it right for 12 teams, that they should have thought about this transfer portal. They could have pushed it after the championship. I mean, every major sports does it. So why not college football? It just make a whole lot of sense, don't you think? Or is it because it does make a lot of sense? Anyways, to address these challenges, many suggest aligning the transfer portal schedule with the updated college football playoffs calendar. With the championship game slated for January 20th, 2025, the transfer portal could open immediately after the remaining active until February 5th, coinciding with the National Signing Day for high school players entering college. This adjustment would provide ample time for transfers between the championship's conclusion and the start of spring training. I'm all in. I'm all in. So let's revise this timeline. I'm telling you, it'll be best for everyone. Believe that. All right. As I stated, Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 is the National Signing Day for high school athletes. So, without that, let's go. All right. We're moving on to third down. And it is my prediction. Absolutely. It's the college football playoffs, but I'm only focused on the first round. And the first round, again, Clemson versus Texas, Tennessee against Ohio State, SMU versus Penn State, and Indiana versus Notre Dame. Now, these are probably four outstanding games coming up. And for all you guys that are boo-booing because Miami or Alabama didn't make it, look, it is what it is. Miami is who they are, and I knew it from the start that they were not that good to be competitive in the college football playoffs. You could just look at their games. And for Alabama, hey, you should have scored points against Oklahoma. That way, you could have been in there and maybe knocked out maybe Indiana, because Indiana really hasn't played nobody. And when they played Ohio State, they got slammed. There was a huge statement on that. But hey, it is what it is. It's over with. Let's focus on the first game, shall we? Clemson versus Texas. Historically, this marks the first meeting between Clemson and Texas in college football history. Yes. Clemson boasts a superior offensive rating, making them a threat to any defense. Texas counters with the fourth-ranked defense nationally, a unit that thrives under pressure. The game is set for Texas Memorial Stadium, giving the Longhorns a significant home field edge. My prediction, despite Clemson's offense, the home crowd and that defense is going to prevail. I am taking Texas to beat Clemson. Voila. There you go. All right. Moving on to Tennessee at Ohio State. Oh, man, this game is going to be in Ohio Stadium. It is going to be a fortress for the Buckeyes. Woo, woo. Yeah. Neither team competed in their respective conference championships, adding urgencies to their playoff aspirations. Ohio State coach Ryan Day is under scrutiny, having yet to secure a win against the SEC team in its crucial matchups. And I say this, 2023 against Missouri, 2022 against Georgia, 2021 against Alabama. And hey, let's not talk about within their conference because Ryan Day lost to Michigan. Ooh, that made a bad taste. And I tell you what, Tennessee's explosive play style and Ohio State's SEC struggles set the stage for a potential upset. Yeah, give me Tennessee Volunteers. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, we're moving on. And I guess I went ahead with my picks there because SMU versus Penn State. I'll tell you why I'm picking Penn State. Okay. SMU enters through a tough ACC championship loss to Clemson, but secured their playoff berth with consistent season-long performance. And well-deserved, too. Penn State aims to silence critics who question their ability to win big games as Coach James Franklin holds a 3-18 record against the top 10 opponents. The key factor on all this is that Penn State's defense is expected to be a difference maker here. SMU, ranked just outside the top 10 at number 11, will look for big moments to shift the momentum. With a balanced offense and a strong defense foundation, I am saying that Penn State emerges victorious. Book that. And lastly, Indiana versus Notre Dame. This marks the 30th meeting in an in-state rivalry dating back to 1951. Notably, it's the first playoff clash between these programs. Notre Dame rides a 6-game win streak and boasts a commanding 14-1-1 record against Indiana in South Bend. Indiana faces criticisms over a weaker strength of schedule, while Notre Dame has a blemish from a shocking loss to Northern Illinois earlier this season. My prediction? Building on a home field dominance and recent form, Notre Dame advances to the quarterfinals. Yeah, you got to love that pick. I love it. Fourth down, and it's the last down. Final whistle. Indeed. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be an awesome playoff. I don't care what anyone says. I know a lot of feelings are hurt with many people are disgruntled about the playoffs and this and that. I don't care. I think it's best for business. I really do. All right. First round predictions, like I said, Texas, Tennessee, Penn State, Notre Dame. I'm expecting that to happen. And the possible matches, like Texas versus Arizona State, Tennessee versus Oregon, Penn State versus Boise State, and Notre Dame versus Georgia. I think the quarterfinals are even going to be even more better as we move on and progress through these playoffs. What do you say? Just keep in mind that regardless of who I pick, I think the biggest story for the first round is the underdogs runs like Tennessee or SMU. Could they make a run through deep into the playoffs? And the pressure on coaches like Ryan Day and James Franklin to win critical postseason games. That's going to be the storyline moving on for this weekend. So that wraps up for today's episode of All Four Downs Podcast. I broke down the playoff matchups, analyzed the Heisman winner, and I touched on some chaoses that's going on in the transfer portal. Next week, I'm shaping up to give you some more exciting college football predictions with everything on the line for the playoffs. As always, I want to hear from you. What do you think, or how do you have it for these teams advancing to the quarterfinals? Do you see any surprises that's coming up? Who's your favorite to dominate? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and rate and review wherever you get your favorite podcast platform, and support us as again, we are growing. All Four Downs is growing with you. And don't forget to check back next week where I will break everything down and my predictions for the semifinals. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ovi Muniz, and I will catch you next week on All Four Downs.